Hello. 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 Hola. Oh, hi there. Hello. How do you say hello? I don't even know how you say hello. Good day. Hello, dear view. No. What's happening? No. Hi. There's no way to say hello. There's literally no way to say hello normally. Look, I've got a song that I'm interested in sharing with you, showing how I break it down, showing how it's done, all of that stuff, so I thought I would do that. It sounds a little bit like this. Sorry about the dancing, I think today's episode is Lucas makes a tit of himself. Before I get into that, I wanted to just give you a little update thing in a very honest manner that I did a few videos, last video, I think it was last video. So we're going to go into the garden for that. Hello, welcome to this outdoor segment, which is uncut and all in one take, and it's also my first take. So you know you're getting the truth, or whatever I feel like the truth is in that moment anyway. I've got a couple of things to share with you. First, that song that I said had got signed has been released. It's out everywhere. Link down below if you want to hear it, to buy it or stream it. It helps me out loads if you buy it, because streaming gives you absolutely no money. But if you do stream it, that's really nice as well. It really helps. Add it to a playlist if you want. That also gives me a big old bump in the mysterious Spotify algorithms. But yeah, super excited. I'll do a video on that track soon, like dedicated to that track in particular, because I think there's some cool stuff I'd like to share about it. But it's out there, so go listen if you'd like to. Second on the list, I think my dad stopped sweeping and is now watching from behind you. Stevie? Yeah. Are you in the bushes? No, I'm sweeping. Oh, that's very kind of you. Okay, the second point is that video I made of making a song for a record label. I finished it and then I wimped out of sending it to them because I think my voice doesn't sound good enough upon later listening. Still think it's a decent song. I might put it out at some point. I probably won't. But yeah, that's that. I'm happy to send anyone an MP3 if you want it in particular. But yeah, I don't think it's worth sending to them at the moment. Next on the list, I've decided to look for a mentor. I have a mentor, or someone who's given me some loose mentoring for the last few years, but that's kind of petered off now. And I also have a mentor for more academic stuff, which is like a systems thinking mentor. But I really want one for the creative sphere, so I'm looking for one. How I'll find one, I don't know, but I'm going to try my best. I started sort of emailing people, looking out there. And finally, I go to Madrid in 2 days. I've been talking about that in the last few videos, but it's actually really happening now. Which is quite cool, it's quite interesting. I'm going out there with my girlfriend at first, so that should be nice. We've got 2 weeks out there together, and then I've got to find somewhere to live and actually start studying, hopefully doing videography, working as well. So we'll have to see about that. But while I'm out there, I want to make a lot of videos, not sort of talking to camera stuff like this, but more actual thought out, story based and cinematography based videos, because that's what I bought this camera to do. I want it as a portfolio for my freelance stuff as well. And Madrid seems like a cool place to do it, seeing as I don't know the city that well. So yeah, I'm going to be looking out for people with sort of interesting stories, to put it in the blandest way possible, and I'll just offer to make videos of them, I think is what I want to do. But if you have any good ideas for videos, just hit me up. I'd be more than happy to listen to them and see if I could do them. And if you're in Madrid as well and you're into any of that creative stuff, just hit me up. I'd love to meet up. I think that's this section over. My very short list is finished. So back into the song breakdown. See you in there. Hello, I'm back. I've put some stuff in my hair. I reviewed the previous footage. The hair was looking very fluffy. I thought, I'm going to fix that. Let me break down this song. There wasn't really a point to making this song. I just came up with a progression I really liked when I first got this laptop and went from there. That progression sounds like this. So I thought, how do I build on that? First thing I did was I put on a big old synth. Recently I've been working on a kind of homage. I don't know how you say that, but it's like I love this song, so I want to make something that kind of builds on it. To Fatima Yamaha, What's a Girl to Do, and I've been really getting into my synths. So I came up with this big old. The new MacBook has like a touch bar on it, you probably heard about that, and it allows you to kind of slide your finger in order to change parameters. I didn't know it did that when I got it, so when I found out it could, I was so excited, and that was what allowed me to kind of like bring the synth to life. This is the cutoff here, and if you watch it build as it plays, you can see what it adds to like the sound. So, having come up with that synth line, I was really quite excited, but it was lacking some kind of energy, and I wanted it to have like a bit more of a drive. I've also been thinking a lot recently about how to like integrate a clearer rhythm into my music, and so I thought what I'd do is straight out define like a beat that the rest of the song would work by, and I came up with this that played at the same time as everything else. I'm going to play it alongside a kick so you can kind of hear how it fits with the rhythm. So kind of a bit Latin infused, but still very definitely house music kind of thing. And I took that rhythm and I put the chords that I played you earlier to that rhythm on a marimba to give it a kind of like jungle-y like. Now I thought we were getting somewhere. I played this hit sound, this snare sound underneath it, just to give it a bit more thump, so you get. And with the kick. Pretty cool. I've got to stop saying things like pretty cool. After that, it was just a matter of adding like more elements to allow me to arrange out the entire song. And something I've been thinking about a lot recently, alongside rhythm, is bass. That's what sets apart good production and bad production, is often the low end. People can control the high end quite easily, but the low end often runs away. So I was really thinking about how to get a more bouncy kind of house feel, and the way that I did that was with a sample of a street drummer. By itself, the sample of that street drummer sounds like this. But I absolutely could not stand those do 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 do. And what I really wanted was that rhythm the low end had. So I just completely hollowed it out using an EQ. That looks like this. A very, very aggressive EQ. And when it's going through that, it sounds like this. And it's hitting right in that upper mid region, which is like what you would hear as bass, not necessarily what you would feel as bass. This is also the part that gets muddy the fastest, so you've got to be really careful when you're mixing with that area. But that, on top of the kick, gives the low end a really interesting feel. It sounds like this. And that, I think, really complements the feel of the marimbas at the same time. Marambas, what are they called? I don't know. But it really complements them. Altogether, so far, then, we have this. There's just some fairly simple claps in order to really drive home the fact that it's still a house song, and it's just on the 2 and 4. So altogether so far our percussion sounds like this. But what's it missing, I hear you ask? And I really hope you ask, because it is missing something. It's missing hi-hats, or hi-hats and shakers to be precise. I wanted to follow on from that kind of street feel that I had with that hollowed out lower mid bit. And so I put in some street shakers and some street hi-hats. Alone, they sound like this. And all of the groove together sounds like this. So like, I really hope you can hear in this. I was trying to make something that would just groove all together, like everything would be complementing everything else. That's something that I think oftentimes my music lacks, is like a cohesiveness. I really wanted to work on that this time. So everything we have so far sounds like this. The low end was still lacking something though. I liked what was going on in the upper mids, but the sub frequencies were really boring. They were just a kick drum. So I wanted to add in something to add some energy in there, and I used just a simple sub to do that. The sub follows the same pattern as the marimbas on those bam 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 bam, but it just sits really low down and adds some energy to the low end. What I'm going to do is just put an EQ cutting off at 200 Hertz. So that means that everything you're hearing is either what you'd feel in your chest or what you'd hear at like the bottom of like at the very bottom of the song. And that sounds like this with the sub in there. And then without that EQ on, it sounds like this. Yay! Finally, the only other new element I've added is a super saw, and that just in the drop fills out everything that all of the frequencies that are empty. I'm, as a producer, like a really full sound. I'm not kind of into that too sparse sounding thing that a lot of people do at the moment. And so I like to fill out my frequencies with just super saws. Oftentimes I take them out towards the end of the track, towards the end of the cycle of finishing the track, because I appreciate that it makes a muddier mix. But in this case I didn't want to. Sounds like this with everything together. Now there are a few other little things that I've done on this in order to make it flow a little better, but they're more about arrangement, and I think I'm going to make another video on arrangement going forward because it's another area that I'm really bad. For this track as well, I do want to add some vocals. That's something that I'm really working on, is just how well I can sing. Because at the moment I can't, as you probably realised from me not releasing that song while giving it to the record label. So I think this could be a track that I try something new vocally, and then if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's all cool. Anyway, I hope you learned something or found it interesting, what happens in this song. If you do want a copy of it, I'm happy to whiz you an MP3, but I don't think I'm going to release it anytime soon, so if you do want it, that will have to be the way. Aside from that, please do go and download my new track. It's linked below. It's a disco house, like thumper. It's really good fun. Or stream it or add it to a playlist. Any of that stuff all really helps. Leave a like or subscribe if you want to. Comments always are really nice. I'm happy to answer any questions you have about this track. So any way I can help, let me know. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.